All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachal Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us all this truth and who also rule and teach well. And Shalom to all the Achim in his truth and sincerity, starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which we are fighting to be a part of. And this is your brother Chabar Yakal, coming back, Lord willing, with another quick and edifying lesson. And this is going to be a little different from what I normally do, but this is pretty much going to be like a response video. I was just, on YouTube. I was watching the brothers in Dallas. They're live right now. Shalom to them. And I was just, sometimes you as you're watching like a live stream, you might scroll to the related videos as you're listening. That's what I was doing, and this caught my attention. And pretty much I'm gonna play certain parts of it. It's only 3 minutes long. And just correct this lost individual. But he did say certain things that was kind of true. I think he might be a Jake. He said certain things that were true. He's just ignorant of the 100% truth. But that's what we were set up to do, to teach. So without further ado, I'm gonna play some of this video. Lord willing, to be edifying. All right. But before I play it, I'm gonna just say the gist of basically what he's saying. He's basically saying the Most High, it's effed up that the Most High, made the world the way it is. Pretty much that's kind of what he's saying, but I'll play it.
Because I wanted to touch on this topic about whatever made this world is evil. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe that God, him or itself, is evil. Because that...
It is a him. It's not a it. Because he said him or it. He's a he. The Most High is a man.
Who made this world. I believe in God. I don't believe in anything else but God and the devil. All the other, like Jehovah, Buddha, whatever, I'm not even going to go into that. But I don't believe that God himself is evil. What I do believe is evil is that how God made this world, knowing the evilness that would come of it, and still went through it. So it's like we have...
Well, yeah, that's just like a director, he's making a movie already knowing the script. It's literally the same thing, okay? He's the Most High. He knows everything, okay? He can do whatever he wants. All right, matter of fact, well, I'll play a little bit more.
To live in this evilness that God already knew what was going to happen. And that right there is what's fucked up.
Right, and the reason he already knew it is because he's the one who created it. I'm gonna get this. And you heard him. He said that right there is effed up. I'm gonna get to that because really, you're really going off. This is the Most High's program. You can't say it's effed up. It is what it is. This is Isaiah 45. You should just be grateful that you get to experience existing life. It says Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. Matter of fact, I'll start at 5. It says, I am the Lord, which in all caps. I'll click on it. And when you see Lord in all caps, it's Yahweh, which means he exists. The blue letter went off. It doesn't mean the existing one. It means he exists. It doesn't mean the existing one. But it's Yahweh. That's the name of who you ignorantly call God. All right. And his son's name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, which means he saves or he delivers. So it says, I am the Lord, Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. It says, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There's only one Most High. For him to be the Most High, that means nothing else is above him. There's no, he's the ceiling, so to speak. And then outside of that, he's the ceiling. And outside, it just keeps going infinitely. There's nothing above him. Says, here's the point. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. All right. So, yes, he did know that we were going to, he created everything already knowing that we were going to have to experience evilness, as he said. I'm pretty sure that is a real word. It just kind of sounds funny, evilness. But as he said, he made it knowing we were gonna experience it. Yeah, because he created it. He created the evil. That's why he's the source of it. If you see a bad car accident and multiple fatalities, who's the source of that happening? Him. It goes back to him. He created everything. He controls everything. Everything plays out the way he wants it to. With the skillfulness of his hands. All right. Which that's in the book of Psalms. It speaks about how he led us with the skillfulness of his hands. I believe that was talking about the Most High in that scripture. But hold up. It says, I'll read it again. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And like Job said, in the book of Job, he said, shall we not receive good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil also? He said, the Lord set everything up for us to experience both sides, And when I say us, I'm speaking about the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Salakia, my allergies. Salakia, he set up, damn, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. It says, create evil, I the Lord do all these things, So I'll play a little bit more.
When I think about it, even when you die, because they say money is the root of all evil. So it's like even when you die.
It's actually I'm gonna get it. Actually, I already looked it up, but it's actually the love of money is the root of all evil. All right, it's not money is the root of all evil, and I'm gonna get a few scriptures on that too. Go get 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. All right, so it's the love of money. It's not just money, because he said, which a lot of people say that. I can't tell you how many Jakes I hear say money is the root of all evil. I can't tell you how many people and it irritates me every time. But and that's why the Lord set up the prophets to teach, because people, they don't put respect on the Bible. They don't rightly divide the word of truth, even on a small level like that. That's a common mistake that hella people make. I didn't mean to rhyme. Salaki. uh, what was that? It says, which while some coveted after, which is a sin. You know, you're not supposed to covet what somebody else has. You know, it says they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Because ultimately, you know, loving money, being a lover of money, that's your God, you know. That's why it says you cannot serve two masters. That's what Yahweh Shah was speaking about. You know, you can't serve if your mindset toward money is like, I love it, I'm constantly chasing it, I love money. You know, I'm all about money. You know, that's that, like literally like Mr. Krabs, you know, from SpongeBob. You go to sleep dreaming about money and shit. You're worshiping money. Even if you think you believe in the Most High, you're really worshiping money. You think money can save you. You know? Only Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai can save you. All right? Now, money is also a defense. Let's get that. I believe it's in Proverbs. Is it defense? Oh, it might be in the Apocrypha. Hold up. Money. Defense. Ecclesiastes. Hold up. It popped up there, but it didn't pop up there. See, the blue letter be going off, man. Oh, I see what it is. I spelled it wrong. But the blue letter does go off. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12, it says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. You know, and wisdom is likened unto money. You know, as a matter of fact, it's above, you know, rubies. It's above those things. You know, because with wisdom, you can have access to those things. You know? It says, and money is a defense. So how is money the root of all evil when money is a defense? You know, make that make sense. It says, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. All right? And you can't get that with money. You know? You can't get that excellency of knowledge. You can't buy that. That's not something you can buy. The Holy Spirit has to be dealing with you. Because there's many people who have, you know, we're out there openly, you know, publicly, freely speaking these words. We're not charging people. But people just walk by. You know? So, that's really it for the lesson, to be honest. I mean, the Most High created evil. All right?
This shit is still about money. Think about it. A person dies, and you still need money just to bury them. You can't even bury them for...
Yeah, and then he basically goes on a little rant about even in death, you know, it's all about money. But even in the ancient world, when Yahweh Shai got crucified, guess what? That they bought his tomb. You know, well, the scripture calls it a sepulcher, but it's basically a tomb. You know, where they would put bodies in. And it took a rich man to buy that tomb. You know, I believe his name was Joseph. You know, not his father, but it was another Joseph. And he was a rich man. He believed, I think he was like a secret disciple of Yahweh Shai or something to that effect. But he bought his tomb, his sepulcher. So it's always been about money. But basically, he just goes on a rant. I'm going to just skip down here.
Like, for what? That's why I said, like, whoever made God, this was a bit evil. This doing, I know God himself is not evil, but this doing right here was very evil.
Yeah, and guess what? He's gonna bring even more evil in the times that we're coming in now. It's only gonna ramp up, and that's through the spirit. That's probably why that guy made that video, because there's so much going on right now with Iran, Israel. You know, the imminent threat of nuclear, destruction. All right, which that is gonna happen. You know, America is in the Bible and it's known as Babylon the Great, and it will be destroyed by nuclear destruction. So all these the the Slovakia, the wars and the rumors of wars, all these things. This guy was probably bugging out in his head, and he probably made that video. Saying, why would he do this? It's evil. Why would he do it knowing it's evil? Because he created the evil. He controls the evil, man. But I was also gonna get this. Hold up. What was I about to get? Oh yeah. Amos chapter 3. And verse Salaki in verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Salaki, let me read that again. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Now, in the ancient world, when they blew a trumpet, it could mean a few things, but it usually meant that death was near, or that an attack was about to happen. Basically it meant that basically like a tornado alert. That little siren that they play with tornadoes is basically telling you, gird up, things are about to get real. So, and it says, and people be not afraid, shall there be. And guess what that trumpet is in these times? The prophets. We're the ones blowing the trumpet. We're telling you, hey, more evil is coming. Jacob's trouble. All right. The Lord, created something called Jacob's trouble, which is going to be the worst time that the planet Earth has ever seen. To punish these proud people in the world. That's why the Lord created Jacob's trouble, to punish these people. But it says, shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? So whenever evil happens, the Lord did it, like that movie Final Destination. Stuff like that happens in real life every day. Crazy, like unexplainable deaths happen every single day. And guess who's behind it? Let me read that again. Is there evil, or shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? So the Lord is the one orchestrating evil. He created both sides, But he himself, I'll give you credit, that random guy. Hold up, what's his name? Son of Madonna. I'll give you a little credit, because you did say, I don't believe God himself is evil. So I'll give you that. You got that right. That's like the only thing you got right in this video, to be honest. I'll give you that. Well, I'll give you... No, you got two things right. You got two things right. Well, you got three things right. Salaki, you got three things right. What I just said, the fact that you say you only believe in the Most High, you don't believe in anything else. And then how you said... what was that other thing? I was just thinking about it. You said he created everything already knowing it was going to be evil. You were right, but that one was like a partially correct statement. Because he's under the assumption that, the Most High isn't the one who created evil. Like, he's not the one who he's not, this guy didn't straight up say, I know that the Most High created evil. He didn't say that. He said he created a world knowing that evil was going to come, But he's not really pushing that the Most High's controlling everything, But I'll give him credit on that. other than that, that's pretty much it. Lowell and his lesson was edifying. Once again, giving our praises. Matter of fact, I'll end off with this. I wanted to read this. Verse 7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So that's why we're the only ones who are able to go into the scriptures and break it down properly, you know? And none of you other people are. Like I said, he said a few things that were kind of on the right track, but you could tell he was not confident in what he was saying. He doesn't got it, you know. He didn't get no precepts. There was nothing backing up anything that he said. He was just talking. But he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. See, our job is to go into the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and tell you what's going on. World War III is biblical prophecy. The MOTB, the mark of you know what, is biblical prophecy. Okay? Which is the RFID chip. And they're gonna make it mandatory, mandated, make a decree. Just like I ain't gonna say just like, but sort of like in the book of Daniel, the 3 holy children. So sort of like that, but they're gonna try to put it inside you. This device, this technological device, this biometric device, which is the MOTB, the mark of you know what. So that's pretty much it. Lowell in his lesson was edifying. Once again, giving our praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua B'Shem Crocodile.